Welcome back to SEWCT. I'm Chef T, your host, and today we are going to be talking about a few different topics, guys. Thanks once again for tuning in to my podcast and my YouTube video as well, so you can stay up with the news. And I wanted to cover this topic where it was found on Business Insider, as you see here. I'm also recording my screen as well. I'll have this up on my YouTube channel, so if you wanted to tune into one of these subjects, you can actually see it right on your screen, however you like pretty much tune it in. Let's move on. So I thought this would be actually a pretty good topic to talk about because it's pertaining to the covering of the face during this pandemic. Researchers studied 14 different types of masks as you see here, to see which offered the most protection and found neck fleeces might actually make things a little worse. Then I'm going to get into this other topic here, information for patients and caregivers. So if you're a cancer survivor or if you're going through cancer, this is something you may want to look at. It's found on Memorial Sloan Kettering, what every cancer survivor needs to know about COVID-19. So I'm a cancer survivor, so this is always a concern of mine. So I felt like this can be valuable for you guys. Moving on to this topic I found on Yahoo. Yahoo Finance has a top in an article here about Matcha, and it's talking about sales would probably go up in this upcoming quarter, matcha market to witness greater sales. So matcha is a great food, man. If you haven't tried matcha, I highly suggest you try matcha. So matcha market to witness greater sales as consumers spend more on immunity boosting supplements. So this is a great article you guys could touch on. And I also posted, I have a little, if you're looking at the screen here, but if you're not, that's fine. You could head over to my Instagram page, Official Chef T. You'll see, if you go back a few posts, I have a matcha post here. I did a collab with the company Zule, and I created these matcha waffles, matcha chocolate chip waffles. You already know. Feel free to subscribe, guys. No pressure at all. You don't have to subscribe. You can actually view it, check out the recipe, test it out in your kitchen. Hopefully something you like and you can add to your cooking routine. And lastly, I'm going to touch on Vechain, which is a blockchain / cryptocurrency you guys might be interested in. Vechain launches blockchain solution for food safety. Let's get into it. So going back to the neck fleeces here on Business Insiders, I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. So new research authorized by a group of scholars at Duke University compared 14 different types of masks to see which ones would be the most effective at reducing the spread of coronavirus. One of them they found effectively made things worse. The researchers tested about how effective each mask was at reducing the number of respiratory droplets transmitted during the speech. As we all know, I was going to say there's been a lot of so much information that has gone out pertaining to the coronavirus, COVID-19. And I don't know, halfway through it, here in the US, information has changed. I guess, globally, we're all dealing with this. One thing is said in the beginning, it changes along the way, so it could be a little confusing. But I think just staying on top of the news, staying on top of this topic, it's just helpful for yourself and your loved ones. They tested 14 different types of masks, including surgical, N95 cotton, and polyethylene mask, as well as neck fleeces and bandanas, to include a combination of alternative homemade masks and ones more traditionally used as a protective equipment. The study tested a person speaking 10 times wearing each of these masks and a controlled trial of not wearing any mask at all, respectively. In comparisons to the controlled trial of not wearing mask, most of the options reduce the number of respiratory droplets transmitted, adding to the body of research that shows masks are important to limit the spread of coronavirus. The stories showed that polypropylene mask marked a droplet count that was close to numbers counted for surgical and N95 masks, which had the lowest number of droplets. The neck fleece and bandanas, however, mark high counts of respiratory droplets, showing that these alternative face coverings offer little protection, according to the study. Now, the study goes on a little bit here. It's not too long. At the very end here, let me just scroll up a little bit here. In comparisons, yep. So the neck fleece, in fact, neck fleece increased the number of respiratory droplets, creating the number of smaller droplets, resulting in more droplets than not wearing mask at all. The study stated that since smaller droplets stay in the air longer than larger droplets, neck fleece may actually be counterproductive. So you can find this on Business Insider. There's a little paragraph at the very end here. There's some links in here, as you see, if you're watching the screen, and you could click. If not, again, in my podcast and this video, you'll find the link in the description area. So please feel free, click that, baby. Moving on to what every cancer survivor needs to know about COVID-19. Let's dive in. The ongoing COVID-19 pandemic may bring up fears, yes, and questions for people who have been through cancer treatment. So if you don't know, and maybe you do know, cancer treatment and chemotherapy is known for decreasing your immune system, right? It's tasking on the immune system. So you have to be very careful with your everyday lifestyle activities. Therefore, you want to, one, I would say, from my personal experience as a cancer survivor, is protect your immune system, your body, with healthy foods. Stay active, because when you're active, you activate your lymphatic system. Your lymphatic system helps fight off foreign invaders in your body. That's a different topic. You can look that up for yourself. I may have a video and podcast about that later on, but just to give you a little gist of things. So there's things that you could do, but also, especially during this COVID season, you want to definitely make sure you're protecting yourself and social distancing at the same time, and other, precautionary measures that your doctor will be telling you. So the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic may bring up fears, like I said, and they get into what are you telling patients who come to you with concerns about COVID-19 risk. So this doctor here gets into it. People are scared right now, and those who have had cancer might be worried. And that's true, which is all understandable. Cancer survivors should talk with their doctors about their personal risk and how their cancer and treatments may affect that risk. Now, every cancer is different. Every treatment protocol is different. Always consult with your doctor, your physician, whoever it is that you're consulting with, to dive a little deeper into the subject for your lifestyle. But hopefully this information is helpful, and the link is going to be in the description as well. We know that cancer and its treatment can weaken the immune system. After treatment ends, the immune system usually recovers, but the degree of recovery can vary from person to person. One treatment that particularly affects the immune system is a bone marrow transplant, which is also known as a stem cell transplant. Those wipe out the entire white blood cells system and then replace it. Some patients don't fully regain a fully functional immune system after that, and the illnesses you were immune to beforehand might not carry over to the new immune system. Those patients can be at risk for a range of infections, but the biggest risk for getting COVID-19 is being exposed to COVID-19. If you are social distancing and washing your hands, that weighs more than any other factor in terms of getting the virus. There are so many things worrying people right now. And I try, this is what it's saying, to stay positive, which is really important in any outcome in your life, my life, our life together. Essentially, we're a big family. So we have to stay positive as much as we can. And even for me, that can be hard. But surrounding yourself with good people, families, and friends could be very helpful. And taking those quiet moments to meditate, pray, and tune in with yourself can be extremely helpful as well. Do people with a history of cancer have a higher risk of complications from COVID 19? We know that people with certain pre existing health conditions have more serious cases of COVID 19. There is very limited data on cancer survivors, and it's not helpful that they tend to be lumped all together. People who have survived breast cancer, prostate cancer, adults who survive childhood leukemia, and so on. I was 15 when I was diagnosed with Hodgkin's disease, which is also a different type of cancer as well. So treatments for all of these are different, and side effects are different as well. One thing we do know is that some cancer treatments, such as radiation to the chest or surgery on the lung, put you at risk for pneumonia, which is a complication of severe COVID 19. Does someone who finished treatment 1 year ago have different risk than someone who finished 5 or 10 years ago? It does matter. White blood cell counts improve over time, which means the immune system is coming back. Side effects lessens over time too. You say you got a type of chemotherapy that caused inflammation in your lungs. You can recover from that. And maybe 2 to 3 years from treatment, it's no longer problematic. Again, talk to your doctor. I can't stress that enough. Talk to your doctor about your individual risk for getting COVID 19 or getting a more serious case of it. I'm going to move on. There's a bunch of stuff they talk about. The virus is causing a lot of anxiety in the cancer community, which I completely understand. They also get into, do you have any advice for cancer survivors or parents of cancer survivors who are feeling anxious these days? This I will cover real quick with you, but I'm also going to leave this link in the description for you guys to feel free to read further. Yes, it's very normal to feel anxious, sad, or stressed right now. Those feelings might bring up memories of you and your child going through cancer. Everyone copes with difficult emotions differently, but the one common denominator is it's important to take care of your body and mind. Physically, that could mean trying to eat healthy, getting plenty of rest, doing some light exercise, and finding ways to relieve stress. And they list a bunch of links here from cdcnyc.gov for you guys to check out. Link is in the description. Let's move on. So I found this article once again on Yahoo Finance. We're talking about Matcha market to witness greater sales as consumers spend more on immunity boosting supplements. So everyone is really tuning in and trying to focus on ways to keep their immune system up, to combat any sort of disease or, COVID-19 or anything like that, just to keep their bodies nice and strong during this time. And especially we're going to be going into flu season. This is really important. So the matcha market is expected to witness steady demand for the foreseeable future, despite the threat of the coronavirus outbreak. Matcha is known among users for its ingredients, which have proven to have positive impact on lung function. I actually did not know that, but that's really interesting. As the coronavirus largely affects the respiratory system, the demand for matcha and food products is likely to rise for the duration of the pandemic. So matcha market primarily takeaways. Pan-fried matcha is gaining popularity. They talk about the culinary grade matcha is witnessing faster growth, aiding by use in bakery and instant snack products. So you can use matcha in so many different products. So if you go over, as you see here, if you're watching the screen, but I'm telling you right now, if you go over to Instagram, official chef T, that's me, official chef T, if you scroll down, 3, 6, 9, 12, 13, 14. It's the 14th post right now. I haven't posted anything yet. Will be soon, but it's the 14th post. Could be the 15th post, but if you scroll down in my feed on my IG, you'll see a nice chocolate chip matcha waffle recipe. It's for you. And I partnered with Zule. Zule has great products. They sent me over this matcha. So check it out, guys. So matcha market, strict government policies with regards to the production of matcha, particularly in Japan, restrict profitability of the industry. They get into the whole numbers and all that stuff. The matcha industry is expecting to be moderately impacted by the coronavirus pandemic. The risk of contagion has resulted in a shortage of workers in the matcha cultivation industry. So, like any other industry, they're all getting hit hard. So, hopefully, this will continue to be on the market. You'll be able to grab one. I was gonna say, if you go to Whole Foods, you should be able to find, matcha, like the matcha powders in the packets, and your local, I'm thinking most local grocers should have them as well. And if not, feel free to hit me up and I can maybe help guide you where you need to go. But again, if you go over to my IG page, you'll see the recipe, you'll see the company Zule, and you can connect with them as well. Let's move on. Lastly, Vechain. Vechain launches blockchain, guys, solution for food safety. So Vechain, I got into Vechain. Well, let's back up a little bit. I got into the whole crypto world back in 2017 when most people got into the crypto world. Well, not most. A lot of people got into the crypto world then. So VeChain was actually one of those companies that I really was extremely fascinated with and started to do a lot of research on. And I highly suggest you whenever you get a chance, go on Google and just search VeChain. Go to their website, see what they're doing. I was fascinated with the food aspect of it, of where they're taking this cryptocurrency, this blockchain to that next level. So let's go into it. The VeChain Foundation launched a market-ready blockchain solution to improve food safety, which is extremely important. And if you don't know this, and you probably do from watching like Netflix documentaries, a lot of things when it's shipped from other countries, sometimes during that shipping process can be manipulated, right? So to my understanding, VeChain is stepping in and trying to create this system where it keeps track of all the goods along the way until it reaches shelf life, right? So it protects the product all the way through that entire process. And it shows you're able to, when you get that product, scan the product, to my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, scan the product and you'll be able to see if the product is authentic or not, that's important because you want to make sure that you're consuming something that's of quality, and you want to make sure you're buying it from the exact place and you're receiving it. Well, you're purchasing the product from where it's stating it's coming from, which is really important. I didn't realize the wine industry, well, many industries deal with fraud. So that's a different topic. I'm not even going to get into that. Let's get into this. The VeChain Foundation launched a market-ready blockchain solution to improve food safety. The solution is a platform designed as a service where all the information of a food supply chain is available. I love this. Based on VeChain toolchain platform, the solution will allow blockchain technology to be deployed in the food sector with the fastest lead time compared with any other platform in the industry. The Vechain toolchain powered food safety solution integrates Vechain's industrial leading technology and experiences with business ready technical features, solving the most urgent needs for the food industry in the new era. Vechain applies blockchain for post coronavirus solutions. According to Vechain Foundation publication, the company aims to provide a platform on which solutions can be built that strengthen the food supply chain, considering it is a disruptive factor that will drive a new normal. Vechain has set out to launch a tool for post coronavirus world, COVID-19, a blockchain solution for the benefits of the consumer that has changed because of the pandemic. Data from IMB's Institute for Business Value indicates that 71% of post COVID-19 consumers are willing to pay up to 37% premiums to companies that offer full transparency and traceability. So like I was saying in the beginning, they tracing your product all the way to you get it. In this way, blockchain technology provides the tools to address the issues created by the pandemic and give consumers security and confidence. The critical component, says the Vechain Foundation, is the reliable and unchangeable information stored in the Vechain Thor blockchain. The application of a solution like the one offered by Vechain has a direct positive impact on companies. It is estimated that the profits of up to 155 billion per year will be made by increasing trust, transparency, and coordination between participants in the food supply chain. In addition, the international food industry could receive a boost of up to 100 million per year, and solutions like Vechain can generate up to 47 billion in revenue. The Vechain Foundation recognizes that there are barriers to greater adoption of blockchain technology. For example, the complexity of the technology and the lack of a platform that offers service beyond support. The Vechain solution has the potential to change this. Its solution offers blockchain applications ready to deploy and use to solve real problems. I'm going to have this link, guys. Vechain launches blockchain solution for food safety. I really, truly believe blockchain is a big solution to a lot of issues that we're seeing arise during this pandemic. So definitely, when you get a chance, research Vechain blockchain. Vechain is a cryptocurrency. You can actually invest in Vechain on some platforms. I think, well, Coinbase, there was speculation Coinbase may consider supporting Vechain on its exchange. Currently, it's not. Vechain is definitely supported by Binance.com and also Binance.us. So check those two websites out. There's also other cryptocurrency exchanges that you can check out. If you go to just search on Google, you'll find them, and you can see if they're supporting Vechain as well. I definitely think Vechain is a great company. I think it is really focusing on real world issues that we're dealing with today. So I think any blockchain / crypto company that's focusing on real world problems will continue to succeed in the short and long term. No financial advice. I'm definitely not your financial advisor. I'm just Chef T, here to spread the news and awareness on topics I think it's important to touch on and be aware of, and see how this modern world continues to change. Thanks for joining me, guys. I'm Chef T. Thanks for joining me right here on SEWCT. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, my podcast. Look me up on IG at Official Chef T. You already know what to do. Peace out, guys. Catch you on the next one. Stay healthy.